Hello, I knew that was going to start again. Okay. Hi, everyone. Welcome to our very first official Pod in the City. What are we calling this? Weekly Roundup. So thank you all for joining us. I'm a Manada.
Hi, I'm John.
Hi, guys. My grade so far. Welcome to everybody who switched over to us just for this little hiatus while Jody's off on her mental health break and summer break, all that fun stuff. But thank you all for joining us. And please make sure that you smash that like and click that subscribe button. We need to get 1,000 people before we start raking in all the fucking dough.
Yeah, like we can't even put links, like real links that work in our information unless we have a certain amount of subscribers. So please help us out.
Yeah, and you're not going to get inundated with stuff. We're not going to send out emails or do anything.
Oh no. Yeah. No.
We're going to be pretty. We're going to be pretty solitary.
You subscribe. You could almost pretend you like never did that. You know.
Like never
forget you ever did it. Actually.
Yeah. Now, for anyone who has been living under a rock for the past few weeks, Jody is taking a little break for the summer until Sister Wives comes back, and then we're going to go back gung-ho. She'll still be doing our Patreons, TRP, and Love to Hate TV. And Jody's going to jump on and join us probably a few times, at least before Sister Wives starts again in a few months. So don't worry, you'll still get your fair share of Jody action. But for now, my co-host for my new podcast, John, and me will be doing this just at least for the time being. So, John, do you want to tell them about our podcast, Pod in the City?
Oh, wow. Yeah. Sweep it in there, baby. Anyway, Amanda and I are doing a recap podcast. Again, what the world needs now is another podcast, if you're willing. But this one's about Sex in the City, and we used to watch it a ton, so we have a lot of background information. And we kind of, like usual, we like to stray off on random crap. And we kind of like to get into what the topic of the show is. And so there's a lot of it's all about sex. Not all about sex, but Well,
I mean, it's Sex in the City. The topics that we've covered already just in the past few episodes is
voyeurism, butt stuff.
A lot of butt stuff.
C-word pics.
Yeah, and then also the possibility that Miranda could possibly be a lesbian. What a crazy idea.
I mean, so yeah, we're all about sex positivity over there. And we're getting Amanda opened up, baby.
Yeah, I'm starting to finally have dreams where I'm like holding hands with someone.
Ooh,
and then I wake up and I'm like, oh,
that's progress.
Awful. Yeah,
I did get
damaged.
This entire week I've been devoting pretty much 24 hours a day to, brushing up on the lore of Amanda and Jody's podcast about sister wives, etc.
You'll never catch up. You'll never be able to.
When I say 24 hours a day, I'm very obviously kidding. Yeah, but I did listen to a piece of Amanda's what is it? Oh, your guys.
Oh no, we have like 7,000 different.
Your guys' podcast where you talk about mole guy, bloody
feeling
moles,
hot,
and girl.
Yeah,
girl. And
how'd you like that story?
Just so everyone knows, I hope you're excited. I did watch today my very first episode of Sister Wives ever. Someone's car was honking.
Someone's car alarm is going off.
I did watch
professionalism, people.
I actually watched 2.5 episodes because I had to turn off the third one halfway through. You'll get to hear about that. Please stay tuned. Yeah, I
I'm gonna
have
go ahead and close my
we
window.
got stuff, thoughts. I have thoughts.
Oh yeah, so
Looking
we'll get into
forward.
that because honestly, during the off, and by the way, you guys, all our segments are going to be the same. I will change the animations slowly as we go. I need to be in a certain very specific, focused ADHD 2 a.m. mood to really make those graphics like pop. So I will so slowly replace them with like stuff that'll be more, Pod in the City related, but they'll still be like as like janky as they have
Well,
been. So don't worry,
um,
guys. And John, you can
and
make them too.
and in my view, too, if everyone agrees with this, is I do want us to differentiate. Like this isn't this isn't the Pod in the City live Patreon podcast or whatever. Trust me, on that, like if it were, I'd be talking about
Oh,
bar
we go off.
issues. I'd
Yeah.
be, doing stuff like that. So I do want you guys to know, like, we are still doing the We Love to Hate
Structure.
or whatever your show is called. We Love to Hate. Is it TV or everything? Because
There's both. The Patreon is called TV, and then the main feed is called everything.
got it.
It's
So, We Love to Hate. We're still
really
on that
planned.
train. This is just like kind of a little buffer, but we will still have our own lives where you'll get to
I
where
think
you'll
we
get
can
to
send a
learn.
personal link for those, and then we can actually just talk about like, more salacious stuff.
Yeah,
But
like
let's really quickly go into some housekeeping. And for anyone who is new here, what the picture you are about to see will be of Robin Brown's house. Oh, sorry, I didn't finish my thought earlier. The Browns don't really do much during the off season on social media. They like go pretty lit when the season's airing, but like unless something else like crazy happens, which it probably will because these Browns are messy. Not a lot's going to happen, but I think it'll be really fun to have John. I already gave him that list that I made that's on TikTok of like, these are like the 15 episodes you should watch to catch up. So he's watched my first 3, but I think it would be a fun little segment if just every week, since it's going to be slow Brown Town for a couple months, we can just have John recap a couple episodes every week.
I think I can
hilarious.
I think I can promise you one episode a week.
Oh, I could go an hour talking about just a 21-minute episode. So totally
The problem
fine
is though, the first episode kind of bamboozled me a bit because it told me it was 22 minutes and then it just kept going. And I kept thinking, is this over yet? And then
Are you
it
sure it didn't just autoplay? Did you see him propose to her at that Mexican restaurant?
In the first episode?
No, he proposes to her in the second episode. So it probably just autoplayed. No?
I didn't see that. No, because this was
okay.
I don't know. This was on Max. It was 40.
Yeah, I don't know how Max works with all that.
It was an undertaking, guys.
We'll get into it. I'm sure everyone's going to be very excited because John has refused this forever. I'm just strong arming him into all of this now. Here's some housekeeping.
Wait, that's actually Robin's house?
Oh yeah, she also has a nanny, by the way, and she sleeps till like noon every day, which I mean, I do too, but like I don't really have any other responsibilities other than the podcast and my pets. Yeah, no, she's disgusting. She cool. Sucks. Let's talk about what we have coming up on our Patreon this week. Damn it, I should have done one for Love to Hate TV. But anyway, we have on Love to Hate, we're doing not Dead Like Me, 6 Feet Under. We're doing an episode. Justine is coming on to guest on that because it's her favorite show ever. And when she heard we were doing it, she's jumping on. So we're going to do that. And then some episodes of Sister Wives where McKelty gets that job in that pawn shop and Cody like tries to pawn some watch that Mary bought him for a new TV. Fun stuff. But on this week on Pod in the City, we have Girls. This is on our Patreon. Season 1, episode 3. All
Yay.
Adventurous Women Do. Have you watched it yet? You're leading that one. Okay.
I have to watch the things pretty close to when we review them because
me too.
A lot of it's
Short-term
in
memory.
one out.
Yeah.
It's like I don't need this information long term, especially Girls. Sorry, but
oh, you're gonna
anyway. Looking forward to hearing you guys or what the fuck ever.
You get to lead an episode where Hannah finds out she has HPV. So we'll hear your opinions on that.
Wouldn't you rather lead that one? Or...
Yeah, but then you have to lead the one with our guest, our first guest. Would you rather do that? Would you rather talk about lead HPV discussion or host the first guest episode? Totally up to you.
I'm
I'll
not
let
sure
you.
this is my week. I'm not sure.
I'll let this. I'll let this simmer. But on our main feed, Pod in the City, available on Spotify and iTunes, we're doing Sex in the City, season 1, episode 5, Secret Sakes. It's the very first episode I ever saw. This is where Carrie wears the naked dress. And it's with guest Anthony Didominico, who is a hilarious comic from Long Island. He's done a lot of collabs with Justine and Erica and also Teen Mom Trash Talk. That's when I first heard him.
He is
And he's
also
hilarious.
straight, so
Yeah, but he's like funny. He's like
we'll
Long Island
see.
funny. He's gonna be able to banter, I promise.
Oh, I'm sure, but you know me and
No,
straightness.
Nick was like that too, or I would be like,
I
you should
know you
listen to
guys
Doughboys. And
actually
he's like, I'm
just.
triggered by two straight men talking to
Oh,
each other,
I
honestly.
wouldn't
And I
listen
get
to
it.
Doughboys. Yeah, I'm not listening to that shit.
I really
But in
recommend it.
case anyone does care, I am totally like I am wrong. Straight people are persecuted too, y'all. Straight people are persecuted too.
Yeah, but those poor straight men out there, they really don't get enough
They have
credit
a
for all,
hard
all they do.
time.
They do.
They're forced into pretending to be something they're not.
Okay. I think that's all of our housekeeping. We've gone on and on, but we're drilling it into your brains. But please subscribe. That's the best thing you can do. And just engage on the comments and stuff here. And be nice, please. And if you like our podcast,
Yes,
you can leave
please
us a
be nice.
5-star rating and review on iTunes. And if you have a problem, you can email us at patcpod@gmail.com and let us know anything we can fix in less than 5 minutes. Otherwise, it won't be fixed because I can't change my personality at age 41. Let's go into our next section. As much as I've tried. Oh, I've tried.
Ditto.
Have you ever like gone into like a new show? Like you don't know anyone and you're like, I've done this so many times where I'm like, I am going to just become a totally different personality. I'm going to convince all these people that I'm a much better and nicer person than I am. And it'll work for about 2 weeks. But then, I mean, you can't fight it. You can't fight the moonlight.
It probably depends on where you're at. You know, you're doing a show. You don't want to be there anyway. You can't hide your feelings.
That's true. I can't hide my face. I can't hide my face from being like,
oh no, my face always gets me. I have major resting bitch face where people are like, "Do you want to be here? Are you sure you want to be doing this?" Not really, but
when I did Candide in college, and that director, he called. I'm sure you know this story. I was the old lady. That's like it's an actual part, but it's just called the old lady. And the old lady is written to be very just like she's like a sassy old queen. And she's just kind of like annoyed that she has to be there through the whole thing.
Yeah, but for reference, wasn't that like
Patti
LuPone's part? So like it's not like you're playing some it's not like you were Angela Lansbury, like some like old lady.
Oh yeah.
Bitch. It's like
it was a weird plot line. She's like missing a butt cheek. That's like actually like a plot in this musical from 1955. But on literally like the first preview of the show, my director called me into like his like the rehearsal room and he's like, I just want you to know that like you're just sucking all the energy out of the show. And every scene that you're in, it's just we can't even like everyone's just watching how annoyed you look the whole time to be on stage. I'm like, but I'm playing a so it's like as I'm about to walk on for first preview, this guy decides to wait until that moment to be like, you're ruining my show. I could have said this at any point for the past 2 months.
Let me one up you on there. The very last show I ever did was the director told me, I don't understand why you're so funny in real life, but you can't be funny on stage.
That cuts deep. I feel
like, okay, here's the thing. You're telling me nothing I'm doing on stage is funny to you. Like, I'm sorry I can't be my beautiful witty self on some person's script. Anyway, that is why I'm glad that I'm doing this because, you know, in theater, you are basically just up there playing someone else. And I'm kind of like over it. So here we are.
What a dick. Kind of a compliment, though. I mean, I guess.
It was a nice push to make me realize that I didn't really want to be doing it anymore. So, you know, it all kind of works out. Things happen for a reason.
Both of us have coasted through our theater career based on the fact that we have good voices, but we're pretty much mediocre at acting in general.
Oh, I mean,
Kind of accepted.
I'm great at acting if I am in the right if I'm in like the perfect role. I've had a couple things where I'm like, wow, I'm killing it here because I'm
Yeah.
playing. I'm not play. Yeah. Anyway, well,
You're not doing Chekhov. Well, anyway, speaking of
no,
resting bitch
God,
face, now I
God, no.
did. Danielle says, "Give us his name. We just want to talk."
Thanks.
Do I know who that director is? You don't have to say the name, but do I know who it is?
I think you probably they either directed the show that you did at the same place or were in it or something.
Okay, we'll talk about that off mic. Okay. Let's go into hot topics because I actually have a really good segue from what you said about you having resting bitch face. Although, by the way, guys, you're gonna get some theater talk. It's not gonna be like nerdy theater talk. It's gonna be us kind of bitching about like having done theater.
Okay,
before
this, we did have a meeting because I do want to make sure that we are clarifying the difference between our Pod in the City podcast and this. So I'm trying to control a slight bit of it. That will be on our Patreon and our Pod in the City shit. So
we'll save the major bitching.
But I'm sorry, I can't completely like. I can't change completely who I am. You know, I gotta kind of theater is still in my
All right, I'm playing. I'm getting this.
Oh, okay. So we. Volume
Look,
down
guys,
on those, it'd be so appreciated because
you go mute whenever that comes on. So I don't know if you're doing a whole like, big monologue during that, but couldn't hear you. But all of these are really loud, you guys, and there is nothing I can do to fix it. The next one, the what are we watching, is really loud, so I'll make sure to give you like a 2-second warning where you can like pull out your headphone. But and also these will change as we go. Hot topics. So I have one. John's gonna kill me for this, but I was looking through my photo albums that are like on my shelf over here. No. And I found a picture of us. You had talked about this on our last monthly mixer, Scarlet Pimpernel. We did this show together, and there's a picture of. It's like a picture of me. I think I had just bowed, but there's like something happening, and you are right behind me in this picture, and I'm like smiling, and I think I had just bowed, and you are looking at me like you want to murder me. You're like,
someone.
But wait, I know you didn't.
Someone says they don't have a donation button. I believe that's because we have less than 1,000 subscribers right now.
Yeah, so
right, Amanda?
Yes.
So if you guys could help us get to 1,000 subscribers, that'd be really great. We know we will get that like very, very soon. Because you're already we have a bunch, like way more than I thought we would, but just letting you know. Anyway,
you ready to see this picture?
I'm not. I'm really not. I was trying to. Okay. I was trying to
trying to get me to forget. No. It's not a bad picture, but okay. Just for reference, like all the men that are like standing like right behind me are like their roles. They're supposed to be like pretending to be like really foppy. So like,
okay.
But John is in like a blue leopard print like suit.
We all had like leopard print. No, just show it.
Zebra print.
Okay, just show this shit. Oh.
I feel like you have a lot of lipstick on for some, or blush maybe.
What the fuck? No.
Also, is the main guy here like singing? Because no one else is singing.
You know what this is?
Is he singing Into the Fire?
This is the bows. There must have been something because we're wearing those jackets aren't part of those white outfits. Those white, see how we're wearing white pants?
That was for this, yeah.
We're wearing white pants and vests. I think we must have been like dressed as soldiers. And then, sometimes they make you put on like make you put on another piece of your old costume for the bows so people know who you are. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, of course. Where it's like,
anyway, wow, I look pale as hell. Like my forehead looks. Anyway, wow. Okay, that wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be. So yeah.
Oh no, I wouldn't put like anything super embarrassing. Although I do have this clip that we teased on Friday that I had forgot to upload. So we're gonna do this. This is really funny. We're gonna set it up in a second, and then we'll get into actual hot topics that anyone else actually cares about. But Deanne says, "Can I PayPal?" Do you remember what our PayPal is? Isn't it patcpod@gmail.com?
Well, that's our email address. Is that
I
how
think that's also our
PayPal is set
PayPal.
up? patcpod@gmail.com.
Yeah, I think that's our PayPal.
If you can find it.
I would say don't chance it.
I'm scared
to
start searching right now because you never know what can happen on my internet connection over here. I can really bucket things up. So
yeah, don't do it.
I'm not touching anything.
Okay, but here, hey, let's set up this clip. So we've already teased this 1,000 times.
Deanne, if you aren't a member of our Patreon already, join our Patreon. That would actually be a lovely help.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I'm gonna guess you probably are though, if you're willing to.
This is our Patreon. But and look, we're not gonna flaunt ourselves and all of our ways to pay us every episode. This is our first one. We're just trying to get everything lined up, okay?
And I'm only actually saying that because someone was asking. I'm not. No.
Oh no, I know.
I'm just trying to. Yeah.
Okay, we were in this production of Godspell that was janky, but community theater shows can be janky, and it's kind of charming. I love watching community theater shows. One of my best theater experiences was I was doing Jerry's Girls in Florida, and one of the girls, foster brothers, was doing a production of Grease at his high school. So the whole cast went, and it was one of the most fun because it's just watching all these kids up there. They're not making a cent. But they care so much, but none of them really know their own bodies yet. They just don't know really how to it's just very, very cute and charming. And we were the best audience members ever. We were screaming because it was just so cute. But that's not what made this production janky. It was just that the whole cast just hated each other. And we
Are you talking about Grease?
I'm saying I loved that production.
Okay, sorry. Wow. Okay.
Godspell. It's not because it was jank. Because anything can be jank, but it was rough. And me and John are very much the type of people that get very excited for opening weekend of a show and then are all right, that's.
I also do want to say this was 20 years ago.
Yeah, exactly 20
years ago. I was 18. Amanda, what were you, 20? How much older are you than me?
I must have been 20 or 21 because me and Brad were already together. None of that matters, but yes.
It matters. It matters to reference that now if I was in a one, I won't be in a performance, but if I were, I would not be the same as when I was 18 and we had already been fighting with people all the people I knew all the people hated me. I knew this and that. And yeah, anyway, so there's just a lot.
Well, you had allies, but the cast was definitely split. But I'm just going to play this clip of me and John having to be background actors for this girl's tiny little song called Learn Your Lessons Well. Love this girl. She was great.
She was
very nice, very sweet. And just how half-assed the two of us are being here. And the quality is terrible because this is a video of a TV screen from 20 years ago. So just get ready. But just watch me and John and how much you can tell we both are just staring into each other's eyes.
Just look that we're basically at 10% effort. Just
that.
Yeah, it's sad, actually.
All right, here it is. Here it is. Oh my God, it's so awkward. And we're holding her in our arms for a really long time.
Just play this shit.
Our arms are shaking. No applause, by the way, after that.
God,
the audience is is that over? Was that song over? No one ever clapped.
What was the choreography there?
I don't know.
Arm flail. turn around, pretend to wave, but they never cared if we were in sync at all. What? I'm sorry. That was a directorial issue.
I'm gonna save that video just always in our video clips because just at random I might just play it just for a little pick me
To
up.
torture.
I mean, we were doing our best. Okay.
So
what are some more hot topics here?
Here's something that's been really like rubbing me, all right, and I've been wanting to kind of get into this, is TikTok. All right. We love TikTok. It's everything. But I have a few things that have been bugging me, all right? And they're kind of weighing on me, and I'm hoping that if you are one of these people, you may adjust what you're doing. Okay. The first thing that bothers me on TikTok is when people post a comment and they say blah 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 blah, game changer.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry, but adding pepper to a freaking loaf of bread is not a freaking game changer. Buttering bread is not a game changer. Like, can we reel it in? Not everything has to be so huge. Just like, okay. Also, when people are saying oh God. When they post a comment, all right, and the first part of it is, hear me out. This with Nutella, everything. Hear me out? Like, who are you trying to convince? Who are trying to say, hear me out, is convincing someone of something. Like, someone's like, what? I'm Nutella? Oh my God, what? Don't even tell me that. I don't want to hear it. Hear me out, Nutella? Game changer. Please stop.
These people didn't live through the 80s and 90s where that was our lunch for school every day. It's just 2 pieces of like kind of moldy white bread with not toasted Nutella smashed together. There's your lunch, Amanda.
Another thing is when someone posts a recipe and someone comments on it and they're like, ooh, I love this, but try adding green onions, bacon, and blah, blah, blah. And then you've basically changed the fucking recipe this person's posted, and you think you're one-upping Ina Garten, or you think you're adding on to Martha Stewart's recipe. Get the fuck out of here. And adding cherry on top of that is the people who take a recipe and they say, you've seen this recipe done. Okay, this happened a lot with those, when people were making these cinnamon rolls, and they would put the cinnamon rolls in the pan and then put like cream on top of them. You guys, if you watched TikTok, you know what I'm talking about. They would put cream on the cinnamon rolls and then bake them. And it was supposed to be like the most, like, again, game-changing cinnamon roll situation. And people fucking post, people will like be like, they'll make their own video and they'll be like, for the past 5 years, I've been making my cinnamon rolls like this, and I can't wait to share it with you. And it's what the people just showed. Like, I'm so incensed by this that I can't even. Are you understanding what I'm saying here, Amanda?
Yeah, I'm also fielding comments. Somebody's asking how we get to Patreon. Patreon.com/pod in the city. We got a lot of great episodes on there. And now I'm choking on my coffee. But I had 2 thoughts while you were talking.
Today,
okay. No, wait. First of all, Doughboys, they talk about that all the time. The game changer bacon thing. It's like you're changing the whole taste of the recipe.
I gotta say, I think bacon is good, but I don't need it on everything either. No.
Yeah, I'm not a huge bacon person.
I'll say I'm not a cheese on sandwiches person.
Yeah, well, I can't really eat cheese since the Ozempic because it makes you constipated, and then you add cheese into that. The amount of cheese I used to ingest. Wow. Anyway,
agreed on these comments. Today years old. I'm kind of okay with that one. I'm kind of okay with that.
I always like when I have a thought and then I go to the comments and then the top comment will be my thought and then it'll just be a bunch of people saying, "Came here to say this, came here to say this." Oh, what is this kind of what you're talking about? Like game changer. Here's a little pic. We're gonna mix things up a bit. Gary Shirley, we're all familiar.
Oh God, okay.
He posted a new picture. Send this to you and Jody, right? Check out what Gary made for breakfast the other day. He goes, dang, these kids be eating. I don't know. I didn't even do the screenshot of the whole time, but he goes off the grid for like 6 months, and then he comes back and posts this jizzy ass picture of a breakfast. I am pooping my pants by the time I even arrive at school if I ingest this before I get in my car. I am sweating as I'm speeding, running red lights to get to a bathroom.
Here's my thing is like, I've eaten biscuits and gravy. Trust me, I'm a kid that like my family's all from Minnesota, so like that biscuits and gravy runs in my veins, honestly. But I'm not sure that I would need to post this photo to Instagram. It's just not cute. It's really not colors. Cute. Exactly, it's too much John. White. I'm thinking, put a sprinkle on the damn yogurt or something. Give us
parsley exactly. on the gravy.
Exactly.
Yeah, Gary.
This is a travesty. But I don't think it looks like so unappetizing. Until you started saying, until you and Jody were saying that Gary definitely jizzed on biscuits and gravy, and I'm thinking, lovely.
Well, it absolutely looks like diarrhea lovely. On an English muffin, and then over here is jizz, and then just bananas and strawberries.
Actually, like the bananas and strawberries looked really good. I want that right now.
It's all just stuff that's gonna make you make my IBS just go off the fucking rails.
Now here's something. Okay, I have a slight transition for us. May I?
Yeah.
May I?
Yeah.
May I?
You may. Is that from something?
No.
Was that like a reference? Was that like name it?
I'm referencing myself, actually. I'm a self-reference, baby.
Got it.
I'm the blueprint.
Right. What would you like to transition over to?
Oh, wow. All right. Here's something that's bugging me. It's going to transition into a beautiful movie I saw yesterday.
But that goes into what are we watching? So should we wait? Because I do want to talk about Taylor Swift.
Oh,
yeah, that's that really. That's where we talk about like actual things that we've watched. So let's really quickly talk about.
Thing, sure.
I don't listen. I don't give a fuck about Taylor Swift usually, but I know that Justine had a vested interest in this because she's like, if Travis Kelce's team, what is it, Kansas City? I made a really bad joke to Justine, and it went ignored just completely. She goes, yeah, like something about Kansas City. I hate Kansas City. That's what it was. She goes, I hate Kansas City, like the team. And then I wrote, but everything's so up to date there. And then she just did not respond. And I was like, ugh, that was bad.
Honestly, like football, just I don't give a fuck. I'm sorry. No, I love everyone who loves football.
In Oklahoma, in the musical Oklahoma, there's a song called "Everything's Up to Date in Kansas City." So that's what I think about when I think of Kansas City.
Yeah. Okay.
I guess.
So what are you going to say? Like, you think if they win the Super Bowl, that what?
Okay, no. I think everyone's annoyed that now the whole I'm going over to Justine's house. I'm bringing Walter. I'm going to meet her new puppy, Mo Sislak. And we're going to watch the Super Bowl, AKA we're just going to like eat a whole bunch of wings and pigs in a blanket and stuff. And, but she's like, this sucks because like, I'm not even going to pay attention because it's all going to be just Taylor Swift. It's all going to just be shots of Taylor Swift all the time. I know you don't care about this, but like just knowing people who do like sports, it's annoying.
Here's
go
my
away.
Thing. Here's my thing is I'm going to need sports lovers I'm going to need them to, I think it's a Taylor Swift song. You need to calm down. Come on, people.
Well, yeah, I agree.
Chill the fuck out. It's a fucking sports game. It's men getting paid way too much money to run around, throw a ball, kick a ball, What the fuck ever? You should be happy that people are wanting to watch and support your bullshit. I'm sorry. I can't listen to it. It's misogyny 101. Oh no. I mean, no offense, Justine. Love you. I'm not talking about you directly, Justine, of course. But like, guys, come on. It's fine. It's fine. They're in love.
You uploaded a lot of pictures of Cody Brown in our
I know,
pictures.
baby.
I just noticed.
I have questions.
I can't wait to hear you talk about it. Now, segueing from Taylor into this whole controversy that I don't think is a controversy. Like, I watched this clip several times, and I just think I'm interested to hear your opinion, but it's Taylor accepting her Grammy. She always does that thing where she's like, me? No way. It's like, okay. I guess you have to act humble. What can you do?
I'm kind of tired. Like, I think Taylor Swift is great. I think she's just great. I have no problems with her. But it's all fake at this point. It is fake. She knew she was going to win so she could announce her new album, blah, blah, blah. And I just don't really care. I think it's wonderful. Like, she's obviously like the number one artist, like, at this
Beyonce.
Like, no, I think that Taylor Swift is like, her movie, all the shit was like, trust me, I like Beyonce more than I like Taylor Swift. But I can acknowledge that I'm going to guess the mass, like, Taylor Swift has a more mass appeal to audiences.
I agree. I think Beyonce would. I think the choice is either going full humble, like Taylor Swift is, like always like, I can't believe this, or you can go Anne Hathaway. Either way, people hate you. Or you can be Anne Hathaway and be like, it came true.
I think that they should just be more real. I think just go up there and accept your award. I think she was acting like an idiot. If you rewatch this clip of her going around, she's like stumbling around the stage, like hugging everyone, like, and then she basically goes to Celine Dion, acts like she literally doesn't even look at her, takes the award from her hand, which is fine. But if you are any kind of artist, you bow down at motherfucking Celine Dion. That is true.
But when she came out on stage, it showed Taylor in the audience being super excited. Like, I don't for one second believe that Taylor disrespects Celine Dion in any way. How can any other singer disrespect her?
But I would think, like, I know for me, as a person who was a singer at one point and cared about that, right now, if I met Celine Dion, I'd be shitting myself. Did I ever tell you about when I sang with Patti LaBelle on stage?
No. There's another secret that John
this happened though, like some few years ago, all right? Like, not that long ago. Like,
was she like, where's my singers? Where's my band?
Yeah, and then I ran up.
This Christmas.
But it's like that. Like, you would just be like, I understand you're Taylor Swift, but you aren't. I actually think it's just kind of, who gives a shit? I think the biggest thing is that, like, a lot of people are like, people, I think, just don't think she should have won the award in general, and so I think they're kind of looking for.
I don't care about music, really.
Okay, so then let's done. I'm kind of done even talking about it. I don't even.
I just really quickly. I also want to like. In the clip, it looks like somebody says something right as she's grabbing the award, and she should have been looking at Celine Dion. I think someone pulls her attention, and it just happens. I don't think this is this huge conspiracy theory. I think that all this shit was happening, so much adrenaline and all this shit. And also, on top of that, I personally, like, I know Celine Dion is going through all these like horrible health problems, which is so freaking unfair because has, let's say, top 5 singers in the world ever. Patti LaBelle's up there. Who else did you say? Whitney.
Blow, baby.
Oh, Patti LaBelle. I Think About You is like one of my favorite songs ever. But I think, yeah, I also, she has all these health issues. So like maybe Taylor was like, am I allowed to like hug her?
I don't think
like
so.
That's what I would be thinking.
I think she was just in her world of like, she just won the award.
Yeah, there's just a lot going on. And then here's Celine Dion. It's like,
the bigger thing is, how has she won Album of the Year or whatever it is 4 times? And then a lot of people, oh Lord, Beaker Face is talking about J-Lo's SNL performance, and good God, did you see that?
Everyone was just saying like, "Oh, I love Ashanti. I love hearing Ashanti sing again." Actually, it was a pretty strong. I mean, compared to last week's travesty of an SNL episode,
She can't sing though. She was
I don't care about
obviously lip
J-Lo.
syncing.
Don't care about obviously no, but like
yeah, the girl, Io.
Yeah, I just don't know how to say it, so I don't want to say it wrong.
She was
But
fabulous in Bottoms.
And I
That's
love the
pretty
Bear.
much the only thing I've seen her in. I don't watch the Bear.
Not like the Bear.
Did you see Bottoms?
No.
Oh, you would like that. You would like that, Amanda. It's a movie with her in it.
Movies really, I mean, for me to hold my attention through a movie.
You are fucking kidding me. You can watch fucking Sister Wives all day long.
And Grey's Anatomy.
And you can't get your attention held for a one movie?
Hey, John. Hey, guess what? Season 15, episode 6 of Grey's Anatomy now. Everyone's gone. Everyone is gone except for Alex Turan and Meredith.
Amanda, how much longer?
Well, season 20 starts in March. Exactly next month. Exactly enough time for me to blast out 3 more seasons before then. 4 more seasons. And I will do it. I will. I'm going to have a Grey's Anatomy segment on this show. I'll fucking say it. Oh my God. There was this plot line last season that was like a multi-episode arc of this fucking girl who's like 14 and she's going through like congestive heart failure. She has something. She has cancer. She has a tumor, something. She's just always there. She's hanging out in the hospital. And there's like, the way we're introduced to her is she's standing like outside her hospital room. And all of the attendants and interns and doctors have gathered. They're holding court around her room. And she's like standing in her doorway. And she's like, it's gonna happen sometime.
No.
Maybe this time.
Stop.
Yeah. And everyone's just, and I'm like, don't you have like people to like be taken care of? And everyone's, oh wow, this girl, we need to heal her because wow.
Wait. She did that because she wanted them to give her she
just loves musical theater. So this is a very music theater heavy episode, obviously. But no, she just loves theater. And then she opts against getting like a heart transplant or something because she's like, all I want to do is go to Broadway. My aunt has tickets to Dear Evan Hansen, and I just need to see it before I die. So she checks herself out of the hospital and then just chooses to like die because she wants to see Broadway.
For Dear Evan Hansen.
She like mentions Dear Evan Hansen at some point. Oh, Antique Krista says that story was heartbreaking. This is a person with a nice personality. I was immediately annoyed. I was like, this bitch needs to shut up. God. Mandesha, I don't think I'm going to be disappointed. I'm such a completionist and I'm just soaking it in. And the storylines are getting so stupid, but I kind of love it. It's going so off the rails. It's like watching season 1 of Smash at this point. It's good. Arizona Robbins just left. By the way, the amount of times that I clocked Arizona, because she like loses her leg at one point, like it's amputated like really high up. So she's on a prosthetic leg.
Arizona Robbins?
She's like one of the best characters, and she dates Callie, which is Sarah Ramirez. It doesn't matter. Well, it does matter. She's awesome. She is on a prosthetic leg for most of the seasons, and the amount of times I've clocked her like chilling out, like with one leg like flopped up on this couch and one leg over here, or like just running around the halls. I'm like, I'm not believing this. Can we keep some consistently with the storyline that you lost your leg? Let's go into what are we watching? Unless you have
God. Thank you. Thank fucking God.
Hey, next week there probably will be a Grey's Anatomy like animation, so fucking get ready.
So what happened was, okay, I saw this TikTok where a person was like, you know what, I miss movies from the 90s or something. I miss TV from the 90s because everyone just looked like more like people. And it showed all these people who didn't have veneers, didn't have all the face work, didn't have, you know, everything. Oh, is there a transition?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, play it.
But this is about to get really loud, guys. So here's a 2-second warning. And 3, 2, 1, go. animation, but I just need to fix the
Oh my
sound of it. I'll make
God.
something better. That'll be the first one I fix for next week.
Holy
All right.
shit. All right.
What are you watching
Ooh,
here?
okay. Well, here's my feelings. I'm just really missing the days of just people looking like people. Okay. So I saw this movie Argylle. It just came out this weekend. Not going to give spoilers because people probably want to see it. Okay. It had gotten bad, didn't get very good reviews. And I had seen the posters for it. My biggest issue, if you've seen these posters, are the coloring and the print of the way this shit looks. First of all, the story is about this like woman who's a writer, and she writes spy novels basically, and the things that are happening in her novels are somehow ending up in real life. I can't give more away about it than that, or else it's technically giving away the fucking movie. But yes, this is the design for it. This is the guy who did like The Kingsman. He did some other movies. The log line at the top was like, from the twisted mind of Matthew Vaughn, I think is oh, I'm sorry, random cat, I'm really about to bash your sorry. Don't hate me. Okay. I thought it was all right. I didn't hate it, but here are my biggest pullaways is I'm going to show a couple photos here. All right. This entire movie, like I'd say 90% of it took place in broad daylight. All right. Are we seeing what I took this while I was at the movie. As you can see, there's
Sam
Rockwell.
Sam Rockwell, yeah. I like
and
him.
Bryce Dallas Howard.
That's Bryce Dallas Howard?
Yes.
Is that just like a bad angle, or is she wearing like prosthetic?
Well, she's doing a weird thing with her mouth.
She's
like making a face. This is one of the times that she like did something. Okay. But I'm commenting that when I look at these photos, this is a spy thriller type thing it is also a comedy, I guess. This to me looks like it would be like an episode of NCIS on CBS or something like that.
Okay.
This to me gives me like new Marvel movie. I guess me switching them back and forth. Is this helping everyone?
That was great.
All the scenes were in broad daylight, and this ties into what my feelings about other things are like. Everything looks so filtered, fake, and like glossy and just not real. I.e., this Sam Rockwell's face and Bryce Dallas Howard. Like, women do not have hair like this.
She looks really auto. Yeah, she looks very auto-tuned.
And in general, I'd like us to ditch this hairstyle in movies. Every fucking movie, like not every woman has this hairstyle in the world. Even in the Marvel movies, they have like Captain Marvel with this hairstyle. Well, I'm not judging this hairstyle. I do feel like not every character in every movie would have it. Now, here's my biggest issue. We had Henry Cavill, all right, who could just the things that Henry Cavill could do to me are endless.
Fuck is Henry Cavill.
Oh no.
Oh, all right.
Henry Cavill, love. And then there's John Cena, which I have a slight thing for John Cena. I'd have fun with him. He seems fun. They have these two men covered head to wrist. Look at, he's wearing a freaking turtleneck and he's wearing a freaking jacket all the way up to his.
Oh, the lighting's not great.
This is supposed to be in the back of a limo or something. The lighting in this entire movie was bad. And that's what I'll say to all directors. Lighting makes your movie look better. Stop making it look like we're in the middle of a Walmart. good freaking God. We don't need full blasted up lighting in every situation. And if you're going to put
Yes, no
John
one's.
Cena and Henry Cavill in your movie, I need them kissing and I need them at least showing some freaking skin. All right. And I'll also
People are
say,
asking, was Bryce Dallas Howard in Black Mirror? Yeah, she was in an episode called Nosedive, which actually was the very first episode of Black Mirror I ever watched, which is actually a really good first episode to watch.
I don't watch.
And I can also give you.
Either. Sorry.
There are some really good episodes of Black Mirror. Some really messed up, but like some really beautiful ones. San Junipero. It's gay. It's very gay.
I had seen this conspiracy too. Salawalawe says that there was a conspiracy. Salawalawe there was a conspiracy that Taylor Swift had written this book. There's also, because this movie is based on a book, but I don't believe that I think fall into a deep dive with that. What I'm going to end my little talk about this fucking movie was, dear directors and writers of movies, this movie has, I'd say, 25 twists, like 25 different reveals where you're supposed to be like, oh, what? That person's that person? And when you do that 25 fucking times, none of them have any impact. And in fact, your entire movie is almost useless because I'm watching and an hour and a half in, you're telling me this person actually was this person. And I'm like, okay, well then I just watched an hour and a half of them existing.
Yeah, it sounds like it's just very like unreliable narrator.
Yes, and it's trying, like I felt like you get to a point where you're trying too hard. If you need to have 25 twists, pull it back, choose 5 really good ones, and like, you know, I could have been shocked, but like literally I was laughing when they would reveal something because I'm like, you've got to be fucking kidding me here. Like you were kidding.
Don't tell that to Shonda Rhimes over at Grey's Anatomy because there are twists aplenty where I'm like, oh.
I would like to tell that to Shonda Rhimes. Get your shit together, lady.
I wouldn't mess with Shonda Rhimes, honestly. I feel like she's the new Oprah, but like she's not been canceled yet. Oprah's being like slightly canceled.
So Amanda,
let me talk about
you watched Anatomy of a Fall. How exciting.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so I have a few movies that I watched. That one, so I got this with my mom and her husband, and my internet kept crapping out. Like it was like right at like all the the big moments. And this movie is 2.5 hours long. It's kind of a courtroom drama, which I love. I love true crime. The main actress in this, I think her name is like Sabrina or Sabine. She should win the Oscar this year, but like there's no way she will. She's very much just like the Ellen Burstyn from Requiem for a Dream where no one's really talking about it. But she should win. It's the best performance I've seen all year. She's great. It's a weird movie too because it's set in France, but everyone in there speaks French. So it's a lot of back and forth between French and English, like in the same sentence. So that's fun for somebody who's just like, whose mind is already working over time. I won't say what the ending was, but basically like her husband is found dead on the ground after like falling from like their attic. And it's just figuring out whether or not she did it. And then their blind son like happened upon the body and they're asking him, it all depends on like kind of his testimony of like what he heard and like where he was when certain things were happening. And it was super compelling. And then at the end, this is not spoilery, but I was just like, oh, like it just seemed like it was going to go a different way, or I wanted it to be way more ambiguous at the end. I like an ambiguous ending, but it just kind of ended and I was like, okay. And then I had to look it up and I was like, oh no, that's just how it ended. Okay. So it's good. I don't think it sticks the landing like after me putting in 2.5 hours of my time, but it was really good. And the acting was great. It really went on and on though. The courtroom stuff is
Speaking of though, let's go back to what we've said before. Cut these movies down. Argylle would have benefited from being 35, 40 minutes shorter. Come on. Like
I will click on a movie right now if it's 90 minutes or less. Like what if you saw a movie, this was like 79 minutes? I'd be like, oh, can knock this out right now before even like getting out to use the bathroom.
I love movies like that. It gets to the point. Get me
Yeah.
to the story, get me a little exposition, get me to the problem. I mean, come
And then wrap it up.
on. Get me
Okay.
excited, baby.
I also watched okay, so Blank Check, which is a podcast hosted by two straight dudes, but
Okay,
like
I thought
they're
you were
like
talking
nerdy
about the
theater
movie
kids.
Blank Check. I was obsessed with that when I was a kid. It's about this
Me
kid who gets a
too.
check
You
after
don't
he
I
gets
saw
run
it in
over.
theaters twice, of
I
course.
saw it
It's
in
like the worst
theaters
movie
too.
ever. And he
He
like
has like
kisses a like 40-year-old
I was
woman
gonna
in it.
say
They kiss.
he has like almost a relationship. Like he's a
Yeah.
sugar daddy for like a
He's like
40-year-old.
and also he only gets $1 million and he buys like a castle. I'm like, so there's your million.
$1 million must have was way different in that day. Because
Maybe.
he
Maybe the
had
castle
like
was
the
condemned.
thing that that they remember the days when they had that metal thing that they would hook your arms and feet into and like spin it would spin people around.
Like that itself would cost $1 million, I think. But then he's like 13 and like it ends with him in a limo with this woman. And I only know this because I've listened to a lot of movie podcasts discuss this movie. At the end, she's like, if you were 18, I would be all right up on you. And then they kiss. This actual like 28-year-old woman kisses an actual like 13-year-old kid in this movie. That's like crazy.
I
That
will
is
say
crazy.
movies back in those days were there were some wild movies for kids.
And I'm sure as a kid watching that, I was like, that's so sweet. That's too bad that he's not a couple years older.
I
Damn
used to
it.
think that woman was so pretty, and I can't remember her name, but she was on an episode of Real Housewives of something recently.
I can find it right now. Karen Duffy.
Karen Duffy. She now goes by Duff. I swear. There's an episode. Maybe I think it was with her and Carol Radziwill on Real Housewives of New York. And they're like hosting a party or something. Anyway, I used to think that woman was so beautiful. I still think she is, but during that movie, probably because she had short hair and was kind of like, giving
Yeah. Well, anyway, back to Blank Check, the podcast, which is a wonderful, wonderful movie podcast. They'll do like sequences of like this director, we're going to do all of this director's oeuvre. And so they just did Barbara Streisand and as a director. So that's why that's why I've been like on a Barbara kick. So they did Yentl. They said it was like the best movie of like her career, which I agree with. And then they did A Star Is Born and then Prince of Tides. And then they just ended the other day with Mirror Has Two Faces. And bitch, it's on Netflix for free. And I rewatched The Mirror Has Two Faces. And this movie is insane. It's so weird. It's so stupid, but like also very lovely. Less than 2 hours, by the way, I think. Or like it's 2 hours and 3 minutes.
I've unfortunately never seen it. And I also
You haven't seen
my
The Mirror Has Two Faces? Oh, well, just log into mine. Do you remember that song?
They're cracking down, Amanda.
Bryan Adams did? Are they?
Yeah, they don't let people.
Well, they're not figuring it out internationally, apparently. Remember the last song that her and Bryan Adams? It was like, I finally found someone to share my life. I finally found the one. Are you not? You're like not under.
I literally have
recognizing this.
No, I don't. I'm sorry. I think I was too young. Now, if you want to talk about First Wives Club, I could talk about that for 12 hours.
Oh, the ending, the last 5 minutes of that movie is so crazy and disjointed, but it works somehow. It's so fabulous.
It's so good.
It's so good. You don't own me. Hit it, girls.
That's like the movie that I put on when I'm like, what should I watch? I'm not really in the mood for anything. I'll just put on First Wives Club because it's always good. Always.
And SJP's in there. It is.
Always.
I mean, Hot in the City adjacent.
Baby. Okay, who's naked in Tudors? Someone's telling me that someone's beautiful naked. Who's in Tudors? Henry Cavill?
Who are we talking?
Or the
who
kid
are you talking
from,
about? Who's naked?
Is it the
kid from Blank Check?
From Blank Check. I think that's who they're talking about.
Oh my god, I don't want to watch that.
Well, I
Although
don't think it says
he's
he's a
probably my
kid.
exact age.
They're saying he's beautiful naked. He must be an adult, sweetie.
Well, let's figure out who we're talking about. Me and Jody have a joke about a baby from Teen Mom being a sexy baby that nobody has ever gotten mad at us about. So, because it's true, he's a sexy baby. Isaac.
You're lucky.
Kaylin's son Isaac is a sexy baby, and it's just a fact. It's a sexy baby fact. Last two things. I watched Maestro yesterday. Have you seen this?
No, I heard it wasn't good. Actually, I heard it was pretty bad.
It was good. But I think that the major sequences, like the reason that I think Bradley Cooper maybe deserves an Oscar for this. I know that weird looking guy from Oppenheimer is going to win, but Bradley Cooper was really, really good. And I looked at videos of Leonard Bernstein actually talking, and he really is doing a good impression. There's a major sequence where he's performing, like conducting this huge mass, and it's like a one shot, I think, of like 5 or 6 minutes of him just conducting, and it's good, but like I definitely fast forwarded through it because I was like, all right, I get it. I don't like listening to orchestral music, but I could tell that like, oh, what he's doing is very good, but I'm like, I can't sit through this.
I had heard that it's like very much seems like a vanity project from him. Like I think he's
segueing into coming out possibly this year. But we'll see.
Well, it took him long enough. I watched one all about his recent facelift, and I want to know who his doctor was, baby. They were going over the scarring, everything. They're saying
you watched one what? Like a TikTok video?
Oh, a TikTok. Sorry, yeah.
Okay.
If I say I watch something, it's very likely a TikTok. Probably 90% of the time it's a TikTok, and 10%.
Gotcha.
It's me. I don't know. That's about it.
All right. Last thing I watched was I heard about this on Beyond the Blinds, the podcast, and it's The Dark Side of Comedy. It's a series. I think I'm just going to buy the whole thing, but this is very much True Hollywood story, but like way grittier. And this was about family matters. And my God, it is such a funny documentary to watch. It's also like, I get it. We bitched about theater for 25 minutes at the top of this episode and how like much PTSD we have from it. But this was pretty much just the kid that plays Eddie, and like he's interviewed on it. No one else is interviewed like for the documentary. Otherwise it's just stock footage, but it's him. And then the little girl that played Judy. Remember, like she like just got written off the show. She walked up the stairs one time and then never came back down, and then Judy was just gone. Do you remember that? Did you watch Family Matters, or were you a couple years ago?
Who?
There was a younger daughter than Laura named Judy, and there's one episode in like season 4 where she walks up the stairs to get something, and then we never see Judy again. They just like write her off the show. And they're talking about like all this shit, and apparently Jaleel White was like a huge diva and a huge dick to work with, and they were all jealous. But like this is also another example of Joe Pesci bitching about Macaulay Culkin in Home Alone, and I was so annoyed with that kid. And it's like, well, this kid just like reignited your entire career, Joe Pesci. So it was all these adults bitching about this kid comes in, this poor little like 11-year-old kid comes in, has a huge spark from the audience, and then they make him a regular, and then everyone's all pissed off. And this wasn't fair. And he told me that I was a bad actress in that scene. And it's really just Eddie and Judy bitching at the camera. It wasn't fair. I just felt so bad. And I was like, I just like praying.
You like such dark shit, dude. You watch the darkest shit.
Well, my favorite movie is Requiem for a Dream. I know that I'm Frozen, and I know that I look crazy.
Speaking
on the
of
Frozen
dark,
image.
I would like to transition into Brown Family, whatever the hell it's called.
Browntown, and you're gonna have to actually manage this, Joan, because I'm frozen for the moment.
Oh,
so
God.
You're just gonna go to brand, scroll down into videos, and then you're gonna push the one that says Browntown. It's kind of green, but there's like a poop emoji on it, and you'll see Robin.
Where are the videos? I don't see videos.
Just scroll down, baby.
Oh,
Under
wait.
Oh. Go to brand.
Is it? Oh, that was, that was oh my god. Okay. Hi. Are you
Can you
there?
hear me?
I
I'm
can hear
here.
you. All right.
All right.
So
Did you play it?
I did.
Okay, great. I missed it, but great. Oh, did you like that? She's a diesel jeans model, Cody.
Okay. I'm really trying to lock in and try and pick up the references because y'all, this is gonna be
Cody
oh,
did a podcast a couple months ago with like this random YouTube video called like Mormon Inc. And it
okay.
was off the rails. And he's such a narcissist. I don't think he realized in the live comment section that 99% of the people in there were going to be trolling him. So he just went on there and was like, but anyway, at one point he said that Robin was a diesel jeans model. And like no one has ever forgotten it. It's like one of the biggest jokes that occurred this year from frickin' Cody Brown and his stupid busted ass wife.
Well, what
Ugh.
I'll say is I watched the pilot episode of Sister Wives. I watched the one where Christine gives birth,
Yeah.
and I watched
Third
half
wife
of
in
the
labor.
one where they're in a panic to move in 3 days.
Oh, it's the best episode though.
Okay, you said that was gonna be like the
My
greatest thing
favorite
ever, and oh
episode.
my god, it was so sad.
Yeah, I guess like once you know the zaniness of the Browns, it's just funny. Like the amount of flat fucking tires they get, dude.
Okay, I stopped before that part. I did say that once I got through. First of
Oh,
all,
Joan, that was the best episode. Hang on, I'm gonna leave and I'm gonna come back in literally 30 seconds, but just talk about
are
what you
you
thought of the
kidding?
pilot.
Oh my god, she's
I
leaving
promise
me
you'll be
here
fine.
alone. I'm
You can also read comments. I know
scared.
it's StreamYard. I promise it's a
It's
StreamYard thing.
actually
And if
fine.
not,
All right.
yeah.
I
All right,
mean,
I'm going. Bye.
I watched the first episode. I wasn't anticipating it to be only like 20 some minutes long because that's what Max told me. And then it kept going on and on and on. And I kept thinking, is this over or what? Here's the things that really what really drove me wild was this is the Cody that we see now. But this was my first introduction to him on the show. What happened? Where did we go from here? From the I guess the like I don't know what you'd call this
I'm back.
hairstyle to the ramen noodles. This is my first intro to Cody. He's got the crazy eyes, of course. I did take a few notes. Let's see if I can kind of get through here. Here's my okay. The first time I texted Amanda was like, they just said polyglots. The children
Pliglets.
called themselves polyglets, as
Yeah.
in polygamy piglets. And I said, I've never hated you. I texted Amanda, they just called themselves polyglets, and I've never hated you more than this moment right now.
Okay, but Joan, so now you've said in the past, and this is an interesting journey that I need to switch us. Right?
Oh.
Weren't we separate? We were this way
Ooh.
before, right?
Yeah.
People get very upset when like it switches because like they're not used to seeing it that way.
Oh.
He
Okay.
what was I saying?
Yes.
Pliglets. Oh, you had said in the past that you didn't think Sister Wives was gay enough for you. But the journey I'd like you to go on is like if you're noting any like Cody being super like there are some gay episodes with Cody. He gets so excited when other straight men are around, like aroused excited. And there's an episode where they're like wrestling in the garage and he just like launches himself like mouth first into his friends like nether regions because they're wrestling. And they're like,
Okay, I will say, and I'm gonna get some flack here. I'm gonna get something.
Don't like Robin.
Oh god, no. The beginning,
Okay.
they show,
You're fine.
it's the teaching about who they are. This is who they are. I will say, when Cody was younger, like when he very first met whoever the first, when he met, I think Mary. Is
Mary,
that the
yeah.
first? He was cute. He was like kind of cute.
Huh.
Like, so I get it in that aspect. What I don't get is how you could wake up to this every morning and want to continue What's happening here? The hair alone. I learned he gets to go visit his 3 wives in a home that a former polygamist built, which is adorable. Mary wants to be a psychologist. Okay, so here I'm going to do some rapid fire questions, I guess. Mary wanted to be a psychologist, I think. What happened to that?
I think that Mary had like aspirations, but she was so she was raised in polygamy, so and I think she's a very good businesswoman. I think that she does probably the best with her MLM. She works for LuLaRoe. She's like one of like the highest earners. I think that she had a lot of drive and ambition, but also she was so forced to go into polygamy that she was like, well, I'm just going to give up my whole life for
Okay, I guess what I more meant was
this.
like in this very first episode, she's literally studying to be a psychologist.
Yeah, I think a
Did that
lot of them pretend. I think a lot
fall
of them do
out?
that a lot. They'll pretend to be studying something, but then it just never
I
gets off
see.
the ground.
So I also found out that Mary was used as the bait, which is disgusting. And
Yeah,
they
it's in the
called it
book.
mergers and acquisitions, which made me again want to vomit. I think
Wait,
the
I need
reason
to
I
do
ended
that
up
now.
having to turn it off halfway through the 3rd episode was because I literally it does make me feel incredibly uncomfortable. I don't know if it's because the whole thing, like the polygamist marriage part of it makes me just like, I don't know. Now there's people who'd say gay marriage is whatever, but like it's just bizarre for me to these women to be like, you know
Gay
what polygamous
marriage
marriage
seems
gives me is
fair to
freedom.
each person, though. Gay marriage
Well,
seems like, oh,
yeah.
this is two equal people coming
Yes, but I'm
together
sure that
and
people
not
would be like,
patriarchy.
ew, gay marriage is just like so blasphemous, blah, blah, blah.
Oh,
That
that's why I say that. That's why we were all telling you on Friday's live that if you go to Scottsdale Fashion Square, you would blow Cody's mind because he wouldn't know how to like. Because I think that he has a deep rooted hatred or fear of gay people because I think that he's a little bit closeted, as I think a lot of people are. And
uh-huh.
I just think, but you'd be like so confident. So he'd want to look like I'm cool with gay people, but he'd
Uh-huh.
also be like, don't touch me, man.
Okay,
I
well,
don't
I
want to
can't
get
wait to meet
gay.
him. I'm going to find him one day and meet him and take my photo with him. Be like,
Jonah.
Cody, oh my God, I've just always thought you were so handsome. I do like
You
to
just
tell
kick
people.
Robin out of the. Robin, can you take the photo?
Hey, Rob, hey,
You
excuse me, ma'am,
quagmire
could you
ass
take our
bitch.
photo?
Yeah, I don't know
Um,
who you are. If you don't mind, are you with him?
the thing that a big takeaway here was it's just surprising to me because they all say that they want to be in, like, the women seem to want to be in this polygamous relationship because they say that it helps them out, or that like they have more freedom through that.
Yeah, it looked like before Robin came along and he actually got a favorite wife, the Diesel Jeans model, John. They actually kind of had an okay situation worked out. Sure, like Mary's probably really difficult to live with. She's way too a personality and kind of a bitch. And Cody would pit them all against each other so that he could feel like I have all these women fighting over me. I'm a fucking stud.
Well, I
So he would
kind
pit them against each other, but they were all kind of equally disliked by Cody. So it kind of worked and they raised each other's, they all had a role, like raising each other's children. Then Robin came in and just blew up the whole thing. And Cody and Robin still refused to admit that that's what happened. Just own it.
Well, this first episode kept leading up to Cody's big announcement, and they kept Cody's. Oh, you think he goes to Shields? Have they seen him at the Shields? Gene, do you live
Yeah,
in
he's his
Arizona?
spotted. She
Boots on the
does.
ground, Gene. What?
Yeah, you guys could meet up.
Love. Oh my God, that's so fun. Yeah, we
A
could
few of
dress
our, a few
up,
of our
wear
people do.
wigs, sunglasses, drive by, and be like, oh, there's other Arizona people here. Hey, Arizona
Yeah.
friends. Um, well, because of that transition, I get to we now do get to meet Robin. Sobbin' Robin, isn't it? Isn't that what they call her? Sobbin' Robin?
Yeah, and her first thing is she comes out and is she in a headband? I have this headband. I have this white headband that I. Oh, yeah. Okay, wait. Take that off for a second because I'm Robin right now. This is what she'll put on this headband and then put her hair in like a ponytail and like have
And
it
then
all
cry a
bubble.
lot because
And then
literally she never
but there's never a
didn't
tear,
cry.
Joan.
And she's always like, this is so hard. I just can't do this.
She takes her fourth finger and dabs. But okay, so they
And
go
I
to this
wondered,
Mexican restaurant, right?
they go to a fucking Mexican restaurant. Very
Oh God.
clearly a
Please
Mexican
say it.
restaurant.
Yeah,
And they
say it.
get hot
Oh
chocolates
God, I love you.
with whipped cream. And Robin's joke is, oh, my cup run is over. Amanda, this is torture. This shit is torture. I do think it'll hit a point when it's funny.
You miss the part where Cody asks, "Do you have whipped cream and marshmallows?" And then Robin says, "Yeah, hot chocolate sounds like fun."
Wait, I didn't hear that.
It happens because me and Jody reference it, I think, in every single episode we've ever done. We referenced it in the Daria episode of TRP, I think. I swear to God, you guys, I did not tell John any of that information, but the fact that he picked up on one of our longest inside jokes. Ooh, hot chocolate.
I'm just thinking, like, come on. I mean, I've lived in Arizona my whole life. I've been going to Mexican restaurants since I was, I don't know, a fetus. And you're getting hot chocolate? You couldn't even get, like, I don't know, a horchata or something? A hot chocolate? Come on. Right. It just made me sick. And I also loved...
And they're sitting outside in, like, the heat.
There was also... Cody was cutting down trees.
Always cutting down trees. That's a
He wanted to have a big drama moment in whenever this was. He was like, "Oh, let's have a big drama moment. Let's fall one of these. Let's get one of these fallen." And the kids, like, this is obviously giving a clue about the rest of this because the kids are like, "Dad, Dad, let's not do that." Now, I want to know which of the kids do we hate?
Okay, well, actually, no. I want you to figure that out.
Here's the hard part: is right now they're so little. I have no reference. In the one I saw, it's like they're 7 years old.
Yeah. Now, okay, so now Peyton is probably the one that is most controversial because he has a lot of views. Like he has a lot of views that don't really align with like maybe our views. He doesn't really like love gay culture type thing. However. And he's also like 7'8" in real life now. He's just this. But
I want to know about Logan.
Okay, well, Logan was kind of raised the whole family, and now he's married and he does not have kids, and he kind of disengages from the family. Most of the older kids have disengaged kind of because they had to raise all of their brothers and sisters when they were like 11. But when Cody's doing that, hey, who here likes being a family? Hands, and all the kids are like, what? And he's like, we're moving to Las Vegas. And then right next to him is poor Peyton with his arms crossed. And he's just like, what? And it's that moment where like most of us don't love Peyton, but you can't ever forget that moment of him. You can see his heart break. It's like that Simpsons episode with Ralph. You can see his heart just break. And he's just and then he has like PTSD going forward. Like for the whole rest of the seasons, he's just really fucked up from this. Because Cody's like, guess what? You can't tell anyone. And we're moving in 3 days. That's traumatic.
I think it's also though like gross. I think it's really gross. I just think that was, I didn't like it. I didn't love it. That part, that's traumatic for those poor kids. It's like so sad. I did forget to show this. This was
look how much he loves
Christine's
her there.
Birth.
He's
cross-armed.
Cross-armed.
He's like taking up half of the bed, and
she's hugging him. She's in fact holding him, and she's the one.
Oh my God. Yeah. I mean, sorry to jump all over the place here.
Oh no, we're all with you. We're all
him going and then going and making out with Robin while Christine's like giving birth, which my question, and I'm sure y'all have asked it 9 bajillion times, but why get another wife if you have one that's just about to have a baby? Like, you
Because
can't
that's
just
what he did
you
that for
can't just
all the
enjoy
wives,
that
though.
moment, though?
One
Or
wife would get pregnant, and then he would go and, like, find a new wife, and then get like, he had multiple wives pregnant at the same time
where are you
because he's
finding these people? Where did he find Robin?
well, that's a whole I mean, Joan, that's a whole can of worms because she says that they met at she says that her cousin Reba brought her over to the Browns house for a barbecue one day. But from what we're hearing from like Robin's like ex's family, by the way, her ex-husband is Cody's third cousin and Christine's first cousin. So they're all related. So Cody's like related to his own stepchildren that he kisses on the
Well,
mouth.
I've heard that he wants to be more related to one of them.
To Aurora. I know. I want
That's
that
the
to be
story
true
I
just
keep
because it's
hearing
so,
out.
like, crazy, but I also don't want it to be true because it's really fucked up. But yeah, but the theory is that so Robin's ex-husband is, like, dying of cancer. Do they know that? That's an inside joke. And he's dying of cancer. They did this whole fucked up thing with him where they, like, blackmailed him to give rights over to Cody because Cody took Dayton on an off-roading vehicle and he got his face like torn off all the way off. And then they went to Preston, her ex-husband, and said, you don't have to pay for half of his bills if you give your rights over to Cody. So then he does that. Then Cody adopts the kids. They're mouth kissing him after 2 months, calling him daddy after 2 months. Anyway, what the theory is from Preston's side of the family is no, Robin sought them out. She knew that there was this family. The Brown family was pretty like famous because Christine is kind of polygamy royalty. So Robin like found them. She heard
She's
they were doing it.
polygamy royalty?
Yeah, she's from like a long lineage. And Robin found that out and she like sought them out because she wanted to be famous. And I believe that more than anything.
I
don't believe these two
1,000%
men
believe that
naturally.
because the way she reacted when the camera was on her a few times was really weird.
Oh, you
Robin.
should see when she forgets the camera's on her because it gets dark. Yeah. So anyway, that's that's John's journey.
Dude.
You
I
need
think
to
I can
finish
handle
out
doing about
gambling on the
one.
future, though.
Okay.
That's fine.
I can do
Finish out
about
gambling
one
on
a
the future.
week, I think. But goddamn, I've been binging old seasons of Below Deck. So if anyone likes Below Deck and wants to listen about that, I'm going to talk about that on our Patreon. So I'm going to save something.
Great. Yeah, I'll save a couple of things too. I'll have more Grey's Anatomy updates for tomorrow. I think that's all I have for stuff. Again, Browntown's going to be kind of boring for the next few months, but I don't think it will be boring as long as John just brings us an episode every week and we can talk about it because we're all excited to just hear a new person like discover this show that we're all so obsessed with. We all know everything you're saying.
It is kind of weird to talk about something though when every other person knows like so everything about it and I'm here like, so is this person are they still yeah. Yep.
Annie Bo says the traveling lip herpes. I told John to look out. I was like, make sure you watch the herpes journey. Robin always has a cold sore, but then like you'll see it travel throughout the episodes of like, oh, somebody got too close to Robin. There's just a herpes outbreak in this family. It's just very Boots on the Jean says, should John and I go to Salsa Brava? Yeah.
Where is that? In Flagstaff?
It's in Flag, yeah.
I'll go there in the spring once the snow melts. So I've heard of Salsa Brava, but I'm gonna sound like a total idiot. What is that?
You can go to Fat Olives. It's just a restaurant that like allowed them to film. So like the first 7 episodes of this past season, they were just always at Salsa Brava. And famously, in one of the shots, there was a broom being leaned against the wall. So behind Christine, there was just this like off-kilter broom leaning against the wall, and it just became a thing. All right. I'm gonna close out Browntown, and then we can do our goodbyes. Let me just close this out here. That was Robin at age 19.
What was the
That's
last
her
photo?
break dancing.
That was Robin?
That was Robin at 19, still looking 38, break dancing, and it's the craziest video you ever seen. She does this. She does this at one point, John. She goes.
No.
It's really rough, and like her kids are like, Mary, you have to see this. Our mom like used to do hip hop dancing, and it's just oh god, it's just the wormhole.
How old
you're
was
about to
she
go
in the
into.
like the first season when they got married?
30.
Oh yeah, I remember. Ew, God, she's 8 years younger. Oh dear, good God.
She knows
Okay,
she's
bye
like 10
guys. I
years
gotta go
younger
have an
than
existential crisis. See you later.
No, wait, we have to say our goodbyes first. Make sure you join us at patreon.com/pod in the city. And remember that coming up this week on Patreon, Girls Season 1, Episode 3, All Adventurous Women Do, the HPV episode, Andrew Rannells. And on our main feed, Sex and the City Season 1, Episode 5, Secret Sakes, with guest Anthony Didominico.
Yes, and please subscribe to our channel. We do need to get 1,000 subscribers to like literally just be able to do anything. So it'd be really great if you could help us get to 1,000. Because we can't even put links and shit. We can't, and then follow us on Insta. I try, guys. I do want to let you know, Amanda does this full time, but I do also have another job. I am a realtor, so I do have to work sometimes and can't totally spend all my time, doing our Insta. And someone did ask me about my Open That Doll YouTube channel. Someone said they couldn't find it. On YouTube, you have to do youtube.com/@OpenThatDoll.
Yeah, it's this weird thing that YouTube just did. They changed love to hate everything's too. So it's at.
Oh yeah, I think it's very annoying. Like for ours, you have to do youtube.com/@pod and the city. I don't have any videos on there yet, but if you feel like it, go subscribe because I'm working on it.
We're working hard. And I think that's it. I'm going to go watch some more. I'm going to blast through some more Grey's Anatomy. And you need to finish out Gambling on the Future because that shit gets so messy. The amount of flat tires they have, it's a, if you will.
I mean, the first minute of it, I did laugh because it's scrambling to this moving thing while a cop's driving by and they're all like,
except that's so you're going to see that clip about 7 million times throughout the 18 seasons where it's like, that was not real. That was an ambulance.
18 seasons.
Yeah, we're about to go into 19. Don't worry, you'll catch up. You'll get the bug. You'll get the bug. I think that's it. Guys, thanks for joining us. I'm gonna try to figure. Jody's always the one that like handles all this other stuff, but we love you guys. Please join us. Check us out. Oh, Walter knows. See, Walter knows. Stinky. We'll be back next Monday, every Monday at 3:30 Mountain Standard Time. Look up your own time zones. Figure that out on your own. You're all adults. And I think that's it. Just check us out and subscribe and be nice to us. We love you. And I thought that went pretty well, John. Good job.
Oh, thanks, Amanda.
Okay, well, we don't have like an out. We don't have like a goodbye thing. So let's just say bye and we love you guys.
Yeah, bye, guys.
Bye. Hang on, I'm going to play the video now. And here it is. Or the sound.